Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach who has lost and maintained a 140-pound weight loss. And today we're talking about 9 low-fat foods that are actually unhealthy and why. We can really get sucked into marketing tactics when it comes to thinking of foods as healthy when really they're not the healthiest options out there. So today we're gonna talk about 9 of those. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not, turn your bell on because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Down in the description box, I will have nutrition coaching. Highly recommend personalized macros and calories. That's what I follow to lose and maintain my 140-pound weight loss, as well as one-on-one coaching for questions, accountability, or to talk with me directly. Links and discounts to my favorite healthy things are also down below for you. So let's debunk these 9 foods, low-fat, fat-free diet foods that are actually unhealthy, not healthy. The low-fat craze has kind of fizzled out over the last few years. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, low-fat diets were all the rage. Now we're focused more on healthy, sustainable eating, whole real foods, eating enough protein every day, and actually consuming healthy fats. But unfortunately, over the last years, decades, it's been drilled into our heads that a low-fat diet is the way to go. That is not necessarily the case. In fact, it's been proven time and time again that low-fat diets are not healthy and are not sustainable long-term. But when we want to lose weight, that's the first thing we think about. I've got to restrict fat. I got to eat low-fat diet foods to lose weight. So I want to share with you 9 foods that we will gravitate towards on a weight loss journey that are actually a lot unhealthier than you may think that they are and why. So next time you're at the grocery store, you'll know what not to add to your cart. Number 1, low-fat ice cream. Now, it's okay to indulge in our favorite foods on a weight loss journey, but when it comes to ice cream, we don't have to necessarily take the low fat route. When we remove something from a food, so for example, when we remove the fat out of ice cream, it tends to contain a lot more additives and filler so that it still tastes good, because fat is actually what gives our food a lot of flavor, ice cream included. When ice cream is made with real full-fat milk, ice cream contains calcium and protein your body needs for good health. Some research even shows that consuming whole dairy is not typically accompanied by a higher risk of weight gain, heart disease, or type 2 diabetes. And in reality, sometimes selecting a low-fat version doesn't even save you that much fat. So for example, a low-fat ice cream may only have a couple grams less fat than the full-fat version. So this is where we have got to look at nutrition labels. Look at added ingredients. With ice cream, a lot of times it's just cream and sugar and fruit. With real ice cream, it's typically just a base of cream and sugar, where with low fat or fat free, they've added in all sorts of things, again, to make it taste good. So when it comes to ice cream, the low fat version always isn't the best choice. That goes hand in hand with number 2, which is low fat peanut butter. Inherently, nut butters are actually very healthy for you. They're a great source of protein, healthy fat, and a little bit of carbohydrates. And again, when we're taking the fat out, we're oftentimes putting in a lot of fillers. Full fat peanut butter has the same saturated to unsaturated fat ratio as olive oil, one of the heart healthiest foods around. In fact, Harvard reports that many studies have shown that people who regularly eat peanut butter have a lower risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes than those who rarely include it. Besides, to take the fat out of peanut butter, you have to take out some of the most critical ingredients, peanuts. Now, with peanut butter, what you've got to be mindful of is added oils. So a lot of the peanut butters like Skippy and Jif, they have a lot of seed oils and unhealthy oils in them. But there's a lot of really great peanut butters on the market. My favorite is Crazy Richard's. It's literally just peanuts and sometimes peanuts and salt, and it tastes amazing. So again, similar to ice cream, read those labels, but you don't have to reduce the fat in your nut butter. The fat is what makes your nut butter healthy and sustainable for weight loss. Number 3, this is a big one, light mayonnaise. Now, I have always been a proponent of light mayonnaise, especially when I was on my weight loss journey. I was like, I have to eat low fat everything. To be honest with you, light mayonnaise, the taste is nowhere near regular mayonnaise and nowhere near the health benefits of regular mayonnaise. Traditional mayo gets its signature richness from egg yolks, which contain about 5 grams of fat each. So how do you make a sandwich spread without them? The answer isn't pretty. Low fat mayos frequently add thickeners such as modified food starch and lean soybean oil rather than eggs for smoothness. Though these ingredients aren't dangerous, they don't offer the nutrition of a real egg yolk, which contains vitamins like A, B12, D, plus antioxidants like lutein, zeaxanthin, and psyllium. So similar to the other two foods we've talked about, just eat the real thing. You just have to be mindful of how much. Now, are you going to spend more calories and fat on a tablespoon of real mayonnaise versus light? Absolutely. But at least you're putting whole real food in your body and food that your body recognizes. I love the Chosen Foods avocado oil mayo. I find that because it is a full fat mayo, I use less of it than the light version. So just be mindful that just because something's light or diet does not make it healthy. In fact, quite the opposite. Next up are low fat energy bars or low fat protein bars. Again, taking out the fat takes out the flavor and adds in a lot of things we don't want in our snack bar. Energy bars have a so-called health halo, making it easy to believe that they're inherently nutritious, but that's not always the case. Low-fat energy bars can be ultra-processed and packed with funky ingredients. For example, Protein 1 Strawberry and Cream Bar may be low-fat at just 2 grams per bar, but their ingredient list reads like a chemical formula of artificial flavors, colors, syrups, and oils. So instead of looking at how much fat is in an energy bar or even a protein bar, take a look at the ingredients. Let me just tell you, I just ate this protein bar right here from True Bar. The ingredients in this are outstanding. This one is so good. It tastes like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So it's just about looking at the ingredient label, and sometimes we've got to spend a little bit more calories or fat to get a healthier option, but that's going to benefit our weight loss, but it's also going to benefit our satiety. Whole real food keeps us much more satisfied than ultra processed foods. Next up is low fat cookies or sugar-free cookies. I will tell you, I can't tell you how many times I've looked at the nutrition information of a low fat cookie and a regular cookie, and there isn't much difference. Believe it or not, high sugar consumption has been more consistently linked with weight gain than high fat consumption. Since low fat cookies are often high sugar, choosing them is a trade-off that's probably not worth making. Take Oreo Thins. Their first ingredient is sugar, and the small amount of fat they contain comes partially from palm oil, a tropical oil that's been linked with low environmental sustainability. If you're going to have a cookie, you might as well enjoy a full fat version with higher quality ingredients. So back to the same situation, reading that nutrition label, and just because something says low fat or thin or healthy doesn't mean that that's the case. Number 6 is one that I swore off almost a year ago, and it was the best decision I ever made, and that is margarine. Just eat regular butter. Just eat less of it. You don't even want to know all of the detriment margarine can do to your body. The good reason margarine has fallen in popularity since its 1970s glory days. There never was good evidence that using margarine instead of butter cut the chances of having a heart attack or developing heart disease. Some margarines may be lower in fat than real butter, but both are high in calories, so they're both foods to use sparingly. And all those light margarines out there, don't even bother looking at the ingredient label. You will be shocked. If you buy butter, it's cream. It's cream. There's 1 or 2 ingredients, cream and salt in butter. Again, similar to mayo, you just use less of it. And because there's more flavor in full fat food, you need less of it. So it's actually a better option than margarine for so many reasons. Number 7, this is a huge one too, and that's low fat salad dressing. So again, when they take the fat out of something, they typically put something in to make it taste good. And believe it or not, that's typically sugar in low fat salad dressing. If you don't pay attention while you pour, salad dressing can easily add up to a lot of calories. After all, most dressings are made with oil. It makes sense then that a low-fat version could help you cut back on your calorie intake. However, watch out for low-fat dressings. Some make up for their low-fat content by adding extra sweetness and starches. For example, Hidden Valley Original Fat-Free Ranch lists corn syrup as its 3rd ingredient and then goes on to feature a laundry list of artificial colors and preservatives. Now, instead, if you just bought full-fat ranch, or better yet, major dressing at home, you could control the ingredients, but at least the full-fat version, the ingredient list is substantially smaller. And again, with full-fat, flavorful foods, we need less. So I can pretty much guarantee you would use more low-fat, fat-free Hidden Valley Ranch than you would full-fat Hidden Valley Ranch. I, for one, only have the full fat in my house. Number 8, this is another one, and this is low-fat canned soup. Canned soup in general, yes, it's low calorie, it's low fat, it's easy, but it contains a lot of sodium, and you have to be very mindful of the ingredients in your canned soup. Just because soup is light doesn't mean it's a picture of health. Many canned soups are chocked full of sodium. Progresso's light broccoli cheese soup, for example, contains 720 milligrams of sodium. That's 32% of your daily value per cup. It also provides minimal protein at just 4 grams per serving. I will say that soup is one of the easiest things to make. You literally throw it all in a crock pot or throw it all in a pot. And again, similar to dressing, you can control what goes in there. You can control the sodium, but you can amp up the veggies, amp up the protein, buy canned beans, throw those in there. It is easy to make soup at home. And again, controlling what's in the soup ingredient-wise in sodium is huge. And last but not least, this is where a lot of us fall victim to marketing tactics, and that is crunchy snacks, chips, pretzels, crackers. Fat chips, pretzels, or puffs may offer fewer calories than their full fat versions. One thing doesn't change. These foods are still usually highly processed. To be savvy, healthy eater, look at labels to see what you're getting. Low fat or not, a lengthy ingredient list is a red flag that your crunchy fix isn't boosting your health. So when it comes to chips, crackers, cookies, pretzels, look at the ingredients. For example, Siete makes amazing, delicious chips with nice, clean ingredients. What I would recommend is I would go to a health food store, scour the crunchy snack aisle, find some brands that have ingredients that serve you. And then if you don't want to spend health food store prices, look for those at your local grocery store, online at places like Nutrition. Nutrition has so many amazing, great snack options. That's actually where I buy the True Bars. I will link Nutrition down below with a discount code for you, but just watch your ingredients, and by saving a little bit of calories or a little bit of fat, if the ingredient list is 10,000 miles long, I would take the extra calories and the extra fat any day of the week. Be really careful of low fat diet, fat-free labeling on packaging in general. So those are low fat diet foods that we should be a little bit more aware of, especially some of these foods I've eliminated from my diet, like margarine, like mayonnaise. I just eat the full fat. Same with peanut butter. I never eat powdered peanut butter. I'm not gonna mix powder with water to make peanut butter. However, I will put powdered peanut butter in a smoothie or a shake, but I will eat real peanut butter on my toast with celery. I love a good ants on a log with real peanut butter. It's just about reading the labels and making sure you're not getting fooled by marketing gimmicks. Let me know down below, what are some of these other diet foods, low fat foods that you've eliminated, and what have you replaced those with to make them a little bit healthier? And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.